Welcome back to One Car Garage. We're going to jump right into things this morning, working on the Falcon. Let me show y'all what we got going on here. I pulled the gas tank out of the car. Let me explain why. Well, my luck ran out, basically. Went to start the car, didn't want to run right. Car's been running great. Looked at the fuel filters, they were all trashed. That tank had more rust and trash in it than I'd expected. And so we took the tank off. First thing we did was just tried to clean it, just with water and soap and everything. Then we ran several gallons of vinegar in it for a couple days. Just let it sit in there and flipped it and let it do its thing. Flushed that out with water and then put in a couple gallons of Evaporust and then spent the next couple days just turning it to where it was getting all sides, and that stuff worked. It just basically emulsified the inside, all the rust inside of there. So right now I've got the inside of the tank coated with 2-cycle motor oil. I poured it in there and sloshed it around, got a good coating, so we don't have to worry about any more rust forming. But now I want to work the outside of the tank, get it cleaned up and get it ready to get put back in. Let me show y'all this thing. I mean, you can see it's just got years of built up grime and mud and rust and dirt. We're going to have to clean all that up, and so we're going to get this thing cleaned up on the exterior. Thankfully there's no leaks or anything. The tank's still usable, so we're going to get it cleaned up. I'll show you that, and we're going to hit it with a coat of rusty red primer and then probably some black or gray paint or something, who cares. And but that's what we're working on this morning. Here we are a couple hours later. I have already sanded it, cleaned it up, primed and painted the top side. And we're going to wipe this down with a little lacquer thinner here. Get this side ready for some paint and primer. Get cleaned up nice. Got a big old dent right there, but that'll be alright. Got a few dents in it. At least we didn't have to buy a new one. Let's hit it with some rusty red. Let me get y'all in here and show you. See, we've got floors that we've been putting in. I didn't show y'all. I showed you when we put this in, but I didn't show you when I put the fronts in. I have got to get a coat of primer on these though, because these window sills leak, and I already got some surface rust that tried to start. So I've wiped them down with lacquer thinner, and we're gonna hit everything with a coat of rusty red. I still may go around the edge with some fiberglass. Man, they are solid floors. But anyway, let's get a coat of rusty red on here. All right, we got a coat of paint on it. It's good and dry. I was gonna buy some cans of clear coat, but I remembered I had virtually a gallon of some clear that I picked up from somewhere. So anyway, why buy cans of it when we can just mix up a little bit and spray it on here? It's probably overkill for a gas tank, but you know, why not? It's be that much tougher, I guess. So anyway, we're gonna hit it with a coat of clear. Super cheap gun from Amazon, eBay, somewhere, I don't know. We got one coat and a Bucky sticker, and I'm actually going to let it sit and hit it with another coat tomorrow. Guys, I didn't do a ton of filming today, but what we did get done off camera was good. We got the metal put on the front passenger side, and we got a coat of fiberglass around the whole thing. We'll let this cure, And if we have time tomorrow, we'll come in here, we'll sand that down, we'll be done with this side. We can move to the other side. We'll hit the gas tank with another coat. I'm doing that partially just to be different. You know, why not? So anyway, I'll be back tomorrow. All right, we're gonna get in here and sand this fiberglass that I put on the floor yesterday. I'm not looking to get a real smooth floor. I just want to knock it down to where it's, you know, good enough. It's going to be loud, so I'll either play some music over the footage or we'll fast forward through it or something. But let's get to sanding. Got them sanded, you know, and I'm not looking for like a bodywork style finish. This is just to kind of seal up all the cracks between the two metals. I mean, this is all going to get covered with Dynamat, Kill Mat, whatever you want to call it, sound deadening mat. But we are going to hit it with a coat of paint. Just going to find something that I got that I'm not going to use and hit it because I just want a protective coat on there. Well, we're still on the quest of floor replacement. Pretty well got the passenger side done. Have started cleaning up the driver's side. It's a whole lot worse. You know, so unlike on the passenger side where we just cut out the metal that, you know, we were going to have to replace, this side, I'm thinking 99.9% of it is going to be replaced. And these floors have already been replaced once before. I can see where the patch panel was welded in. So, you know, the car has got a rich and storied history of rotten floors, it looks like. But, you know, it's in my hands now and we're rectifying it. So, but I'm thinking, got a couple hours left tonight. Probably could get these floors cut out or at least get a plan in place. Something I'm not showing you guys right now is we're putting clear coat on the top of the gas tank, and I'll show that to you tomorrow because we're wet sanding a gas tank. Why would you do that? It's good practice. But at any rate, look at these floors. I mean, you can see they are just Swiss cheese. And I mean, the other side was bad. I think the other side had bigger holes where this just has lots and lots and lots of little holes. So I'm going to clean it up, sweep it up, vacuum it up, whatever, and get me a plan. We got a coat over there on that. That is espresso brown, I believe. I don't know. Like I said, I picked a color that I knew I wasn't going to use. So, I mean, it doesn't look bad. It's brown. But at any rate, let's get a plan together and start hacking out some more metal on this side. All right, same as before. We painted a road map or a witness mark, whatever you want to call it. So we know everything inside the red line, and I used red because I had red, could be cut out. There's a problem area right there, but we dealt with the same thing on the passenger side. You know, I could buy the toe board, but I just cut metal to fit and worked it in there. But at any rate, that kind of tells us what we can take out and what we don't need to take out. But all right, let's come up with a plan here. Well, we got it cut out. It's way worse. I mean, it's way worse. And there's probably more up there on that toe board that I'm going to need to cut out. You see, I mean, it's been replaced before, and whoever did it, I'm not going to say they did a bad job, but they didn't. The metal wasn't sitting down on the core support there, so I don't know. This is what you run into when you're, you know, working behind somebody else. I'm not going to bash them because somebody could, I mean, we don't know how long. It was done a long time ago, I can tell you. And, I mean, somebody could come in here 40 years from now and bash my work, so I'm not going to knock their work. But we have a lot to repair on this side, but we can get it. It's no big deal. Man, what a beautiful day. I'm reminded of a song that starts off, it says, well, it's perfect outside, almost like God let me dial up the weather. And I'll promise you, if he let me dial up the weather, this is what you'd get. A perfect spring day in the south. The birds are out here. I live out in the sticks in southwest Arkansas, and man, the forest is just alive this morning with activity. I mean, you're hearing birds singing and everything's starting to green up, and we're one day past Easter, and so it's just a real good reminder of a new beginning, of a resurrection, and spring is here. We're past the season of winter, and we're glad of it. So one thing that always comes to my mind when a beautiful day like this gets cast upon us is the psalmist in 118:24 in the Bible says, this is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. And that's what we're going to do today. We'll rejoice when we have rain. We'll rejoice when we have bad weather, because that's what the Lord's decided to give us. But we are most especially going to rejoice when we have days like today. Days like today, an old boy at One Car Garage that works out in front of his shop. We can get out here. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. It's just a beautiful, beautiful day. And we can get a lot done on a day like today. So let me flip you around here and show you what we're going to do and what we have already done this morning. Probably overkill. I've been out here block sanding a gas tank. And what I've done, I hit it with a coat of paint, patinaed it a little bit, and laid in some stickers, Graceland, old Mortsky Repair there, Earls. I use a lot of Earls. Cars and cameras, it'll be fine. That's what they always say. Bucky's, Junkyard Digs, UPK, Underground Paint King. Guys, I'm going to be sharing some stuff about UPK before long. If you're wanting to learn how to paint, UPK is a good channel to check out. Of course, Meat Church. If you don't got some time, check him out on YouTube. And of course, Puddin's Fab Shop. Sitting on your tail won't finish your project. So I'll show y'all what this looks like once we get a coat of clear laid on top of it. Alright, so I showed you that I'd wet sanded it, and we've hit it. I don't know how well the shine picks up here. You can see it's got a good coat, but we're actually going to hit this thing with a couple more coats of clear. And I did this, it should look aged. I mean, you've got some patina here and this type of deal. I'm a little undecided. The rest of the trunk area, I'm kind of leaning toward sanding it down and hitting it with some Raptor or T-Rex from Speedo Coat, or basically essentially bed liner. I don't know. And then we'll put this in, and it'll kind of have a little bit of a contrast there with the patinaed look or aged look. I don't know. It's in the trunk. What's it matter? I just kind of wanted to be unique, and I had tons of these stickers, and so we're just burying them in the clear coat. So we'll hit it with another coat here, and I'll show y'all. Again, just my little old cheap. I don't think I got this at Harbor Freight. I think this came from Amazon or somewhere, but just a little old cheap gun. And we'll come in here, we'll lay in a coat, flip around to this side. I mean, it's a gas tank. It doesn't have to be precise, and everything I'm doing to this is overkill. But I mean, if we're going to touch it, we might as well touch it. Old Red Wasp about to live one of his last days if I get a hold of him. All right, we're gonna have to get back on this metal. Decide our approach here, and really more of that toe board is gonna have to come out. And then we're going to have to put in a piece of angle down here on this side for the floors to sit on. So this side likely is not going to go as quick as that other side because I just don't have everything. Still need to come over here and cut this corner out, a bunch of rust, and that's some of that metal that they put in that was not floor metal. I think they just took some metal from somewhere. Thankfully it's not just an old road sign. But they just put in, looks like what they had, and kind of worked it to fit. And I'm going to be taking most of that out. We can't have that. So at any rate, let's kind of get started and start seeing what we're working with here. Hey, real quick, and I promise not to ramble real quick, but I kind of want to give an explanation of why we're doing what we're doing and why we're doing the order of things right now. Because I know before I was just really bent on getting brakes, and then we were working on steering components, and then we ran into the fact that the gas tank had a lot of trash in it. We had to clean that out, and we're still doing that. And we're still doing the steering components and brakes. We're just waiting on Rock Auto, Amazon, different people to get us parts, and you know, we're going to move forward. So that's part of why we've moved into going ahead and replacing the metal in the floors. Plus, it just needed to get done. And like I say, on these old projects like this, one thing always leads to another. You know, now we've done the gas tank, and I'm going to show it to you in just a second. But I also want to go ahead and clean the trunk floors out and probably get a coat of paint in there. I know that just sounds crazy, and there's no semblance of order, but there's a method to my madness. Something that we came across, you know, I've told you this car has the 144 inline, and it's got a 2-speed Ford-O-Matic transmission in it. That is the weakest combination that you could have gotten in this particular car. When they built these cars, what was available was the 144, the 170, and the 200 inline 6. You could get a standard transmission, you could get the 2-speed, and I don't know if a 3-speed was ever available behind these engines in this particular year model. I put some feelers out, and I found a 200. It's by the casting numbers, it's a 1978 200, and I believe it's backed up with a C4, little 3-speed transmission. So we've bought it. We're going to upgrade it. We're going to do the engine swap. Guys, I'm going to want to road trip this car. I've got places I want to take this car and things I want to go do with this car. The 144 and the 2-speed Ford-O-Matic's just not going to make the cut. I could have gotten by with the 2-speed. I could have lived with that, but the 144 cubic inches of worn out engine that we know has a blown head gasket, and I can turn the thing over with 2 fingers. So, I mean, it's just flat worn out. So I'm not quite ready to do that just yet. I want to go ahead and get the steering components exchanged. I want to go ahead and get the brakes done. We'll probably go ahead and finish our goals of seeing it run, drive, and stop with the 144 in it. But the next major thing to come along with this car is going to be the engine swap. So let me show you what I got done today. We got several coats of clear coat on the gas tank. Guys, there's no rhyme or reason. I can't explain it to you. I just kind of like the look of it with all the racing stickers on it. It'll add a little visual interest if I ever pop the trunk at a car show, maybe, or something. Or it might make somebody go, why would anybody do that? And I'll say, because I wanted to. I don't know. I mean, I just don't have any rhyme or reason to it. It's just kind of how I wanted to do it. Thought it might look neat. So we got that done. And the other thing that we got done, we got that patch panel put in the toe board. There are 40 stainless steel 1/4-inch rivets holding that thing in place. It's not going anywhere. Now, we still have got to get a piece of metal that goes, we'll ride right below that, or actually we'll lip over that, and then we got to come under where the new floor pans will be. Still got a little bit we got to cut out over there, work it in, beat it back, get it fit right. Then we've got to work over on the transmission tunnel a little bit so that metal will go down, and then we can put this floor in one whole unit probably. I think I'm going to cut out a little bit. I don't like this little wonky pie-shaped stuff that is done on this metal, but it is what it is. But these are well on the way of being repaired. This side, again, was, in my opinion, way worse than the passenger side. They had been repaired, looked like they had been welded in, and then somebody threw a whole bunch of fiberglass in them, kind of hoping, you know, on a wing and a prayer. Now, I fiberglass the edges when I'm done just to kind of get a smooth transition. It doesn't add anything structurally to it, but I like the smoothness of that. So, but I'm not, they were using fiberglass as a structural component. I'm not. I'm using all metal and 3M body panel adhesive, if anything, to as for the structural component. I know that's controversial. I know there's people out there that say I don't do nothing but weld my floors in because that's what Granddaddy taught, and that's perfectly fine, man. I'm just letting you know, though, that a heavy rivet like that is a good, solid mechanical fixture. I mean, it's that's going to hold. This will last longer than I'm on this earth, so you know, I'm not worried about it. If it bothers you that bad, I just wish I don't have any way to help you on that. There's been floors done like this. Hot rodders did them like this. Backyard builders have done them like this. People have done floors like this for eons, okay? So I guess if you don't like it, man, I'm sorry. But at any rate, it's my car. It's how I'm doing mine. So we're going to clean up for the day and see if we can't get some more work done tomorrow. I'm thinking we can get quite a bit done this week if it doesn't rain. So, hey, we'll see y'all in just a minute. All right, not going to get a lot done today. I literally only have about an hour to work on the Falcon today. My schedule's been turned upside down. But I have harvested some metal. That's a good way of saying I went through my junk pile and found some sheet metal that will, it's actually 18 gauge, so it'll work. All right, I'm going to start by taking this floor pan out so we can get back to our big gaping hole in the floor. We'll start with this piece, and what I'm going to have to do, or what I want to do, is come in here and break that or bend it right there. So I think I'm going to put a piece in here, and then we'll put another piece there and another piece here. But this might be a piece that I can actually get in tonight, you know, and not be in a big bind or anything. But I think that's what we're going to do. And then, like I say, we'll work a piece over there and then work a piece on this side. I got a couple pieces of metal in. You can see I've riveted it to this. We're probably going to end up coming here, going there, and running a piece over here. I'm just going to really shore it up. I mean, we're in here. You can't add too much metal. So, at any rate, that's all I'm going to be able to get done today. I have got to get to work and go get the job done that pays the bills. I'm going to lay this floor in on top of this just to kind of check my progress, and I'll show y'all what that looks like. All right, here it is with the floor in. So of course this gets pushed down and we'll work that in, get all that straight. But we're getting there. We're slowly but surely we're getting there. But I'm going to work that metal over on that transmission tunnel down and this piece in some, so it'll be a good tight fit. All that'll be pulled down. It's going to be really solid. But at any rate, that's all we're going to be able to get done today. We'll see if we can't get a little bit more done tomorrow. Another beautiful day in the south. I feel like we can get these driver's side metal done today. So we're about to get started on it and see if we can't get this driver's side floor wrapped up. So let's get after it. I'm going to get ready to make this next piece, and I'm going to show y'all how it's going to have a couple more bends in it for me to be happy with it. Because we need to be able to attach it to the kick panel and down on the side here. Even on the new metal, has got a piece that attaches. I want to go overboard with it and make sure that we are absolutely structurally sound. So we're going to work on getting this piece of metal bent to be installed, and then from there, I think we're just really going to be in a matter of putting in the new metal. So let's get after it. All right, let me show y'all. You see I had to put a 90 in here, and that's so that this can attach to the side and this can attach to the floor. We'll put a pie cut in it somewhere along in here, I would imagine, so that when we make the bend, this can run down here and then it can run up. You'll see what I'm talking about. All right, there's the pie cut, and that way it can bend, and we'll have two places to attach on the side. I'm going to show y'all when we get it bent and put in place. I think you pretty well get the point, so I'm not just showing you every single step of the way. All right, let me get y'all in here and show you what we've gotten done. Holy Rosie the Riveter. I mean, shout out to all the grandmas out there that built these World War II aircraft. Man, this is riveted. I got this It's overkill. I understand, because keep in mind, the floor is still going to go on top of this. This is all just adding to the structural support. And I wanted to do it this way. I had the metal, I had the rivets. Although this is what I'm down to on rivets. I had started with 150 rivets, and I mean, there's probably 25 left there. So probably going to have to order some more, but I don't care, you know, what anybody says. I'm a firm believer these floors are going to be rock solid. So at any rate, we'll get back with it here in a little bit whenever we put the floor metal in itself. Welcome back to One Car Garage. What's been just a few moments for you guys, it's been about a week for me, at least 4 or 5 days. I've just had a lot going on. Kind of took a break from the Falcon for a few days. The Jeep that you see in the background, we're going to have to do some work on it. The starter's locked up tighter than Dick's hat band on the thing, and had to get it towed from O'Reilly's parking lot the other day. So it's dead in the water, and I believe the root cause of it is the alternator's out. It was a $33 used eBay buy alternator 6 months ago. So you know, you get what you pay for, I guess. I mean, it was used. I knew what I was getting, but I'm an El Cheapo. So anyway, new alternator on the way. Starter's already here. We'll get into that. I'll probably do a whole video on it, and we have a little maintenance we need to do on the Ford. Going to be a short week for me. Going to be a messed up week with my schedule. So we're going to get as much done today as we possibly can. And I really feel like I can get this side of the floors done. And we'll probably wrap this video up. And in the next video, we'll get into the steering components are finally 99% of them are in. Brake, I've got all the brake stuff that we're going to do, so we can finally move forward with finishing up our 3 goals of running, driving, stopping. And I can already tell you the next goal from there is engine swap. We're going to put that 200 and the 3-speed transmission in I was telling you guys about. So that's coming. But for today, let's see if we can get these driver's side floors wrapped up. All right, I'm going to get in here and take this metal out. We got a little cutting and a little cleaning to do, and then I'm gonna use self-tappers to put this in. I have discovered that the self-tapper is almost the perfect size hole for the rivet. So if you go ahead and put in the panel bond and just really sink it in and let it hold, then all you do is let it set up, and then come back and remove the self-tapper, and you have your hole for your rivet. So the process works a little bit better. So I think that's what we're going to get going here this morning. Got one little spot right here I want to cut out. Alrighty. All right, and I think I've showed you guys this before. The 08115 is what I use, 3M bonding, panel bonding adhesive, 90-minute work time, 4-hour clamp time, 24-hour cure time. So this is what I use in case you decide to go this route. I mean, I've had really good luck with it. I'm gonna go all the way around the perimeter. Make sure we've got the perimeter covered before we do anything else. I'm going to pull this out and remove this and put in the plug, so we'll still have some of this left to do some other tasks with if we just so choose. All right, here we go. Got self-tappers in. They're acting as the mechanical bond to hold that the 2 pieces of metal together to allow the 3M panel adhesive to set up. Probably give it 24 hours. We'll come in here, pull the screws and replace them with, I'm using large flange stainless steel 1/4 inch by 3/16 rivets, and we'll do the finish work, hit it with a coat of paint, and we will be done with these floors. So hang tight and we'll get that done. All right, y'all, here we are 24 hours later. The 3M panel body adhesive has set up. Now what we need, and I did hit it with a coat of rusty red. Now what we've got to do is go in here and pull each and every one of these self-tappers and replace them with a rivet. And so these rivets that I'm using, they're the same size as I used on the passenger side, with the exception of these are large flange rivets. Still stainless steel, readily available. It's probably all over the place if you live in a larger town. I had to order them off eBay. Don't remember what I paid for them, but anyway, they're the 3/16 large flange rivets, and that's what we're going to do. So we'll do that. Then we'll lay in some fiberglass around all our seams, get it nice and smooth, let that set up and cure, come back and sand it. We will be done with the interior side of the floors. Now, we are still going to need to get underneath the car, fill in all the seams underneath there, get it smoothed up so there's no water catches, mud catches, places that could cause rot and rust in the future. So that will likely be done, or I can guarantee you that's going to be done on another video, because we are bumping up on my 30-minute mark here. I actually have gone past it just a hair, and I don't like to run very far past 30 minutes. So let's get these self-tappers taken out and get these rivets put in. All right, it really and truly doesn't matter where we start here. I'm just going to start here for good measure, just because I want to start in the middle. Let's see how my rivet gun's going to work with these. Works good. All right, you get the idea there. Replacing the screws with rivets. It's pretty straightforward. I'm going to go ahead and get all these put in, duplicate what I just did by about 300 times. And so when I get it done, I'll get back with you. All right, guys, welcome to Overkill Garage. And I'm not renaming the channel. I feel like there's probably somebody else already with the name of Overkill Garage, but that's a lot of rivets. And that was a lot of work. But man, I really feel confident about these floors. They are solid. So try to get you in here out of the shade, in the shade where you can kind of see. But I mean, you can tell there are plenty of rivets. I used all of those large flange rivets, and then got back into the let me get it or see if you can see, got back into the small head rivets. That floor is not going anywhere. I'll bet my life on it. So at any rate, the only thing I have left to do to it today is to mix some glass up and glass all the edges to get it smoothed in, and I'm going to do that, and then we're going to call it a day. I'll pick back up with you guys hopefully tomorrow, depending upon my schedule, and we'll sand them out and be done. So anyway, the Rivet King here at One Car Garage, we're out for a few minutes. See y'all in just a second. All right, guys, we got a coat of glass over everything, all the joints anyway, and we're going to let it sit overnight and cure, and may end up sitting for 2 days and curing, because I've got a really hectic schedule coming up. And but you know, one thing, this step, the fiberglass could 100% absolutely be skipped. It adds nothing to it structurally. It is just one of those little idiosyncrasies that I do. I want to try to level things out. Again, Kill Mat or Mat 66 or whatever sound deadener I put down will cover every bit of this and will level it all out. It's how I do it. So it doesn't hurt anything, but it doesn't really add anything to it structurally anyway. So all right, let's let it cure, and we'll be back to get these things finished. I am about ready to be done with floors. I mean, it's just not I mean, it gives me satisfaction to know that I've got good, solid floors now. But I'm tired of working on them. I'm ready to move on to something bigger and better. So, got them sanded, got them blown out, going to clean them, going to hit them with some primer, and then I'll show you where we're at. Okay, we can finally say we are done with the interior side of the floors. I've got them sanded, I've got them primed, I've got them painted. The paint could have been skipped. Of course, like I told you, the fiberglass part could be skipped. I just like to do it because it smooths everything out, and just, I don't know, it just, in my mind, it's something I like to do. I'm perfectly happy with these floors and the way they came out. They're rock solid. I think we've got a way better finished product than what we had before. Everything is good, new metal. I trust the 3M body panel adhesive, so I think we're in good shape here. I'm not going to worry too much about the fact that this side's gray, that side's brown. Doesn't matter. The next thing that we will do as far as finish work on these floors will be get a layer or two of sound deadener mat on here, and but we're nowhere near ready to do that. We've got a lot to get done before then. I just wanted to get this done so we can put it behind us and move forward. So at any rate, floors are done. Put a stamp on it, they're done. Oh, it's time to wrap up the day here at One Car Garage, and the way I wrap up every day at One Car Garage is with a little Joe's waterless hand cleaner. Depending on what I've done for the day, if day in, day out, I use the red label. If I've really gotten in gritty and grimy and been working on the engine or the brake system or something like that, and I've really got dug in grease on my hands, the green label, the waterless hand scrub. So either one of these wonderful products, made right here in America. Their slogan is proudly made in America, building relationships one hand at a time. Joe's Hand Cleaner, Yukon, Oklahoma. I support them. They're not paying me to push this product. That's just a product I believe in, and I like it so much I want you to have some. All you got to do is follow the steps to the giveaway right here at One Car Garage. It's not going to cost you a dime. You can get your name put in the drawing, and you can win 2 bottles, one red, one green, of Joe's Hand Cleaner. And on top of that, you're going to get a $50 gift card to O'Reilly's. That's the giveaway for this month, and this is how you win it. Okay, guys, I'm going to make this as fast as I can. The giveaway this week is going to be very much like what last month's was, where I asked you to go check out a content creator's page. This week, I need you to go check out Underground Paint King. UPK is what I call him, is what he calls himself. If maybe you're wanting to pick up some tips or some tricks, or maybe it's been a long time, that's kind of how I got to watching UPK. It's been a long time since I'd painted anything, and I needed to kind of brush up on how paint was being applied nowadays. And you know, man, he had the information I was searching for. I can go ahead and tell you right now, I paint using a very small air compressor, literally one of the smallest air compressors that Walmart carries. It's like an 8-gallon air compressor, and I have it feeding into an auxiliary tank. We'll get into all that when we get ready to paint the Falcon, but you can learn about it right now by going and checking out Underground Paint King. Do just like you did last month. Go to his most recent video. Leave a comment, hey UPK, or hi UPK, from Mark at the One Car Garage channel. Come back, let me know you did that. Your name will be in the hat for the 2 bottles of Joe's Hand Cleaner and a $50 gift card from O'Reilly's. So check out UPK. Hey, just kind of a little side note there, like I was talking about, if you want to learn how to paint using a very small air compressor, look at his videos on LVLP, low volume, low pressure. I think some of his videos are tagged how to paint using a small air compressor or something like that. But LVLP, low volume, low pressure. Remember I told you about that. UPK can show you how to use it. He's got a ton of valuable information. If you're building an old car and you think you're going to paint it yourself, hey, I'm an old backyard hack builder, shade tree, whatever you want to call it, and I painted one last year and that thing came out wonderful. Is it show quality? No. Does it look better than old primer and rust? Yeah, I believe it does. So we're going to be painting the Falcon this year, but go check out Underground Paint King. Get in the drawing. Get your name in the hat. It's not going to cost you anything. That's this week's drawing. Thanks for watching One Car Garage. We'll see y'all next week.